This is INCRadio DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or iglesianicristo.
Good morning and welcome to INCRadio Washington D.C. Satellite Studio. I am Eliza Mojica with
Nidel Ibarra
with
And I'm Brother Brian Torres. Hello, everyone.
Hello. We also have our live audience with us today. So hello, good morning to everyone here in our live audience. And also those in the chat.
Yeah, so, today, I don't know if you see a number anywhere on the screen. What number do you see? Kids, what number do you see? Five. Oh, yeah.
Very good.
Okay, good. So we're actually coming to you live, as you can hear, maybe, as we celebrate a milestone. So we have the 5th anniversary of INCRadio Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio. This studio branched off from, former INCRadio Mid-Atlantic Satellite Studio, which covered Washington, D.C., and New Jersey, and Virginia. And this was launched back July 14, 2020. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Although we were in the middle of a global pandemic, INCRadio made its debut broadcast on July 25, 2020. So in the middle of a pandemic, can you imagine that? Look, we are so unstoppable. So it was right in time for the 106th anniversary of the Iglesianicristo Church of Christ. So today we're here with our district to honor the journey, growth, and unwavering dedication of the past 5 years.
That's correct, Eliza and Nidel. So before we can continue with our special broadcast today, let's go ahead and check our early birds. We have Sister Grace Galarpe all the way from Anne Arundel. Greetings to all and happy 5th year anniversary INCRadio. We also have Darlene Nadine Dizan. Happy anniversary INCRadio WDC.
Good morning.
So hello to Ate Donna and Lay, and also from Kirsten Yumo and Alberto Santos and Ronette Nolasco as our early birds for today's special broadcast.
I see everyone in the chat this morning, so keep them coming. We love to see those chats. And for our favorite segment, I feel like this is a great segment for all of us to wake up. It's 10 a.m., but we gotta wake up. So for our first icebreaker, we will be having like a word in the sky. So we played this many times. So we will be showing a photo and you will guess that phrase. Okay, so if everyone can have their phones, and the icebreaker will be right there.
Everyone is
Let's see
excited for this.
Let's see the first one. I'm excited.
Icebreaker 1. So those are the instructions. And next. So our first guess. Our word. Okay. Ooh.
Okay, so the first word you see here is STOOD. And then there's a line underneath it. Underneath that is a person, like emoji, kind of. No, it's not an emoji.
It's like it's like the silhouette you see when.
in the bathroom or something. Yeah.
So any guesses? If we have any guesses from our audience, we have a mic.
I think I see one.
Ooh.
Do you have one over here,
And
Paul?
whoever guesses it will give a shout out as well. So
And a high five.
that's the prize for the winner.
You get bragging rights.
So do we have guesses? Let's see.
I think we have one, Paul. What's your name, Paul?
Sister EJ from local of Baltimore.
Ooh, Baltimore. Hello, Sister EJ.
All right, so what is your guess, Paul?
Understood.
Ooh, that's a
Oh.
good one.
That's close.
Oh,
That's very
not it.
close.
That's
No
not
way.
it. That's what I
No,
thought
that's
it was.
not it.
I was
That's
satisfied
not
with that answer.
it.
Oh, any other? Oh,
We have another one.
over there. Right over there.
I'm gonna get my steps in today. All right, please introduce yourself and what answer do you think it is?
I'm Sister Allison Mojico from the local congregation of Temple Hills.
Ooh, Temple Hills.
I think it's misunderstood.
Ooh,
Oh, wait,
correct.
actually?
Yes, that
Really?
is the answer.
Hey, I
and
know.
she can give her shout out.
Hey, did you tell
Shout
her
out
that
to
answer?
the local congregation of Temple Hills and happy 5th anniversary. INCRadio Washington D.C.
Yay! Good
Yay,
job,
sister.
Allison.
I did not tell her the answer.
Are you sure?
I make sure to hide the answers. Okay, so here's our next
I'd
one.
like to, before that, I'd like to let you know who are, the
Who
ones
guessed
in
it
the
right?
chat also got it right. Ronette Nolasco said misunderstood.
Ooh, good job.
Also, Christina Ortega Lina said, understood, actually. And Lisela Cadisale misunderstood. So those are the ones that got it right. on
Wow,
our
good
chat. Very
job.
good.
Those are good guesses. Okay. Okay, the next one.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Should I describe this one too?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we have the letters. There's so many letters on the screen if you're listening through like actual radio. We have letters G, G, S, E. And then next to that is G, E, S, G. And then there's E, G, G, S. That spells.
Yeah, they're like mixed up letters.
Yeah, they're just mixed up.
different sizes too.
What could that be?
Let's
You know,
see.
some of our chat, live chat,
Ooh,
saying
our live chat is quicker than our live audience, in
are.
my
Oh.
opinion.
this is really a competition. Some of them
Any
are saying
guesses?
scrambled eggs. So all of them are saying scrambled eggs. They're making me hungry
Oh,
already.
that's actually so
Wait,
good.
Who said that? Who said that?
Some of them were Kristen Hummel, Farron Lay.
Okay,
Anyone
leave
else
your
saw
shout
that?
outs in the chat.
Okay.
Let's
Any
check.
guesses from our audience?
I think you.
Scrambled eggs.
Yeah, I think you said the
All
answer.
together now.
Scrambled egg.
Okay.
Yay.
Let's see the next one.
Are they right?
Were they correct?
Oh.
Ooh, yes, they were
They were
correct.
correct.
Oh,
Scrambled
okay,
eggs. Yeah.
Cool. Now we have a silhouette of a person looking to their right, and they're looking towards 25%.
This is a tough one.
That is a
They're
tough one.
Looking at that
This is like
25%.
a math problem in the morning. Okay.
Yeah.
This is more of like a brain breaker.
Let's
Sorry, that was
see.
a
More
bad
than
joke.
icebreaker.
Any guesses?
Oh, I think
Oh.
we do have one on the.
Oh yeah,
I
we have
see.
one, Lionel.
Lionel,
We
I
have
see
one.
Oh,
someone,
we have one?
someone in the
Oh.
audience.
Yes, po. I think it's headquarter.
Yes, Bo, correct.
Wow. My.
Oh,
Wait, who is that?
would you like to introduce yourself, po, and where you're from? I'm Brother Keith Otero from Washington, D.C.
Ah, thank you, Brother Keith.
Thank you, Bo. Thank you, Bo. And I think we have another last one.
Wow, my mind was blown.
Yes, that is correct. That is headquarters.
That was so
Okay.
good.
Our last icebreaker.
So we have the word moral, M-O-R-A-L, slanted against a line
Do we
going
have one
straight.
from this side?
Okay, let's see if they can guess this
Oh,
one.
moral is also red, by the way.
Is that
Red.
it?
And there's like a.
I wonder
it's
if that's
like
important.
slanted.
Slant.
Who made this one? So it's very hard.
Did you make this?
Eliza, did you
Yeah,
make
I
it?
made it, but I got it from online, so it was their idea. It was online's idea. I just created it. Let's see if the chat has it. Any guesses from our audience?
Oh, yeah.
Before we say it.
We have a guest from Michelle Santos said moral standard. We also have
Oh.
one from Amber. She said moral support. Oh, I like
Oh,
that.
that's a good one.
Rafael Gonzalez also said moral support. Everyone's saying moral support.
So I guess, well, not guess. That is the correct answer. Okay, so that is for our first icebreaker. Thank you for everyone
That was
that
fun.
joined. But we do have a second one. We have a second one.
Oh, what is
we
it?
can run through this really quickly. I would want audience participation. You can blurt it out if you want. So for this one, icebreaker 2, word within a word. We will start with one word, and the participants will try to make as many words as possible using only those letters in that word. Okay? So let's check out the first word. And the first word is INCRadio. So who can create words out of this one?
Ooh.
Let's see if our chat can do that as well.
We can only see 2 words.
Ooh.
I think we have
Oh, we have one.
Calvin.
I think we have
He
one
was like-
here.
we have
he
one in
raised
the
his
back.
hand.
Oh,
Introduce, what's your name and what was your answer, Paul?
Brother Morilpo cardio po.
Hello.
Oh, wait. That's actually
Cardio, oh.
smart. I never thought of that. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Let's have one guess. I mean, let's have one from each side.
Okay,
How
so
about
I
on
am
this
getting my
side?
steps in today.
Any words from INCRadio? Do you see any words from the word INCRadio? Let's see.
You know,
Our chat.
Fahrenheit said drain. Do you see drain? D-R-A-I-N.
Oh, drain, yeah.
Ooh, that's a big word too.
Okay. Let's move on to our next word. Our
Oh.
last word. This will be our last word for this icebreaker. Unstoppable. I think I find a lot of words here.
Yeah, I see un.
I see stop.
I see able.
I was gonna say able, yeah.
Oh, table.
That's a good one.
From
I think a
Sister
good
Lila.
challenge would be to figure out who can spell out the longest word.
Ooh, that's a good one.
The longest.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, let's see the chat.
So far we have stop.
We have rain, stop, able. Okay, so that is all for our icebreaker. I hope everyone's brains kind of woke up.
they're
We all got,
warm.
you
My
know,
brain's warm.
Yeah. And so for the next segment, we will have our first live performers introducing Battle Cry 2.0, performed by Kaya Santos, Ava Larkin, and Sloan Danielle Larkin. Let's give it up.
Yay!
Good, good, good. Sorry about. Happy 5th anniversary to the INCRadio Washington D.C. satellite studio. Now before we start po, every time that we sing, we'll fight for our faith, can you please say our battle cry? Oh, let's try. I will fight for our faith.
Battle cry.
Okay, no, that's way too quiet. Might be only 10 a.m., but we gotta have more energy, y'all. I will fight for our faith.
Battle cry.
Oh yes, but that sounds good. But I hope you're excited for this, but left and right, fight with all of our might. Always do what is right before the sight of our God. Oh, 1, 2, 3, let's always be ready. That's how we all should be inside the fight for our faith. 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 Constant prayers to God will help us fulfill our mission. Salvation is at hand. We'll reach the promised land. Left and right, fight with all of our might. Always do what is right before the sight of our God. Oh, 1, 2, 3, let's always be ready. That's how we all should be inside the INC. Our battle cry, fight for our faith. 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 Our battle cry. the devil's gonna use deceit, and he won't stop at nothing cause he wants to beat you. Yes, he will tempt you cause he wants to snatch you from the promised salvation that was given to you. So be strong, don't do wrong, keep your light shining bright, and the devil is in, you won't fall for his track. This ain't the time to take a nap. Let's give ourselves fully for the work of God. Everybody say, I am gonna fight for the faith. 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 This is Battle Cry 2.0.
Happy anniversary po!
Shout out to Washington D.C. po.
Washington D.C. is unstoppable!
Fight for our faith, our battle cry. Fight for our faith. Fight for our faith. Fight for our faith. Fight for our faith, our battle cry. Fight for our faith. Fight for our faith. Fight for our faith. Thank you, po.
Thank you so much po! Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary, po.
Okay, what an awesome performance. It definitely. We let our sisters go. Do you guys have any special greetings?
I just want to say shout out to the Larkin family and the local congregation of Temple Hills, and happy 5th anniversary Washington D.C. Satellite Studio.
Also, shout out to the Larkin family and shout out to the entire District of Washington, D.C. And I hope you guys all have a very great day.
Shout out to a different family, the Santos family, and also our whole district, and also our live audience. But thank you, but thank you. Okay, and that was a great performance, wasn't it? Thank you. Okay, so we will be having our main discussion with Sister Nidel, with Brother Brian, and Lionel. So we will be looking back on the 5 years, which was 2020, the pandemic. So
Thank you. I am the newest member of INCRadio. For those who don't know me, my name is Brother Lionel from the local of Anne Arundel. Yes. So for INCRadio to celebrate, for INCRadio Washington D.C. Satellite Studio to celebrate its 5th milestone anniversary is a pretty big thing, especially since what was mentioned in the intro was that we started during the pandemic, and yet we are still, I say, still going strong today.
I think so. I mean, have you seen the decor behind us?
Yes. I want to applaud those who did the decor, who did the tech, and everything in between for INCRadio, and all the support that our audience gives every week.
yes,
We want to give a huge shout out to you.
for sure.
Yes. And so, as what was mentioned before, the first broadcast was on July 25. So for our panel, do you remember where you were during that time? July 25, what year was this?
Was that it? Was I in my
2020.
2020.
So that was in the middle of pandemic.
like in my bedroom, I think.
Yeah. But exactly on July 25. If we're talking about exactly July 25. Oh wait, I think that was our first broadcast.
You guys should have been on air, right?
Yeah. How was it how was your guys' experience?
It was a very good experience at that time because we were during the pandemic time, Lionel. So we were at home, so we didn't know what to expect. But with God's help, we were able to come through, and still here 5 years later, right?
Yeah. And well, July 25, 2020, I was in California. But that's sort of around the time when I also got into INCRadio. So when one of the things I wanted to ask is, if there were any obstacles or victories in the last 5 years?
Oh, for me, an obstacle, I did not want to talk in front of people at all. And look, I'm like in front of everyone right now. But
It's a
I
huge step
was
forward.
very nervous. I remember our rehearsals would be set at like 8 p.m. But I would set up my background and my other materials at 5 p.m. because I was that nervous. And then I remember like the night before our shows, I couldn't sleep because I was like, how am I gonna talk to these people and interview them? And that was the time I had to interview little kids or INC kids. And, sometimes when they answer, it's one word. Sometimes they're struggling to answer something like, I felt like I didn't know how to interview because how was I going to keep going with the conversations for like 5 minutes? Yeah.
That's true, Sister Elisa. Look at her now. She's doing really, really good.
Can you get a round of applause
Thank
for
you.
our
Thank you.
for our producer of the show?
Thank you.
Well, for me, like some of the obstacles that we encountered was this was something new for us. We never had experienced something like this where one is pandemic, two, I'm not good in electronics or technology. Back then we had to have backdrop and mics and everything. I didn't know what to buy. I just bought everything that I could just to be prepared. So with God's help, we're still here 5 years later, as I said.
Nice. Yeah. How about you, Nidal?
For me, I would have to say the same thing what Elisa said. I mean, I feel like I was talkative, but then at the same time, not really. I think it really helped that she was there because we are,
Friends. Yeah.
we were, and we are friends. I promise we're still friends. Okay. It really helped make me like comfortable interviewing other people, and what I really loved is that I got to know people I didn't know before,
Yeah.
even like people who were outside of Maryland. So you get to interview people from like Italy
Districts.
or from Japan, and you learn different languages. It's really nice to connect to everyone that you don't know yet. So
Yeah.
So in that line of thinking, with everything that's gone on in the past 5 years, what would you say is the biggest change that you've seen with INC Radio, at least within our satellite studio?
I'd say our crew and like how our team is. Our team is like, both teams are awesome, but of course there's a change because our ages too, and we have different ideas, and of course time changes. There's different,
There's, like,
topics to
life
talk about.
changes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different topics to talk about. So every day there's something new, and then with our brains together, we come up with something new.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest here in our group, right?
Very much
Very
so.
much so. So no, what I've noticed is really the topics that have been prepared are really good, and you can tell the views are really increasing every week. So then we're really unstoppable. We step it up every single week. So thank you to all of our hosts behind the scene and all of our audiences week in, week out.
Yes, thank you again for all the support that we receive every week. We do feel the love, especially the hearts in the chat that we see right now. So without you, because you mentioned the rundowns and the programs that we put on, what would you say is your favorite topic that we've covered in the past 5 years?
Food.
Food's always a good one.
Let me see. I think this was so long ago. I don't think we even reached a year yet, but remember when I interviewed a puppet? Remember
Oh,
that?
yeah, that was
I think
that
that
was
was my
awesome.
favorite thing because a puppet, imagine you're talking to a puppet, but it's like a different person. So, of course, the puppet had this different humor and everything, so that's what made it fun. Yeah.
How about
Well, for me, there were so many episodes that I think it was one of those things that you learned something new, maybe from security or other things that it can improve in your life. There's just so much. We have so many special guests all over the world. So when we guest them, they bring something new. We just don't guess anyone. They specialize in some things, and so that was my biggest takeaway. Like I learned something from the show.
Yeah, and remember that one time during the pandemic, of course, we had to put more energy to it, make it more interactive. Remember when we had to show how the different ways to wear a scarf? So that was fun, because in the middle of the pandemic, you can't really see each other in person. So you're like, oh, let's make our shows more interesting, and that was fun.
I like the ones where we were in person and we tried different foods that we made at home.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
the
was
food
really
episodes are always the crew's favorite.
I always feel really nervous whenever when you
When you
whenever you
try
try my food, I'm like,
yeah.
please like it.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah.
so with all the shows that we've had, of course there'll be like some of the ones like what Ryan mentioned is that there's something that we took away, and one of the things that I really like about INC Radio is I'm going to direct this to the audience is that everyone has a story to tell. Everyone has that thing that I wish someone asked me about this, or I wish that I have this topic that I'm really like knowledgeable about that. Like, that's my thing. And INC Radio, I feel, is a great way for us to be able to showcase those kinds of discussions and interviews. And I think one of our crew, she likes to do DIY, like handmade stuff. I think one of the other ones, especially the discussions that we've had, I believe there was one month where it was around the time when there was a bookload special gathering, and we just interviewed a bunch of bookloads to get their advice and all that stuff. I think that's a great resource for any of those who are looking to start the next chapter of their life. But I want to turn it now to the OG crew, or more OG than I am. What was, I guess, a favorite interview or discussion that we've had on this show?
There are
All
just
of
so
them, but
many of them.
I think what stuck out to me was the one where we talk about time management. I mean, everyone always tries to figure that out. I'm still figuring it out. I feel like I'm still going with Filipino time. So something that stood out to me from one of our crew members actually was, if time doesn't work for you, make time work. Make it work for yourself, because something that I've noticed with myself is that if you tell me be at the party at like at the the celebration at like 7, I'll be there at like 9 or something. But I know that sounds really like silly, but then it becomes like a little bit more serious on like everyday life. Ideally, you want to be more look responsible. So I always like tell myself like, I don't know, 6, and then I'm actually there at 7. So I don't know.
I guess for me, there was one episode where I learned so much about security, online security. So I didn't know you're not allowed to just have one password for everything.
What?
So after that show, I changed all my password. So it's no longer a password.
I gotta add something. I gotta add a reminder on my calendar.
So you want to make sure. So just in case you get hacked in one system, you don't get hacked on every system. So that was a big one for me.
Yeah, I can't really think of one right now. Do you have one in mind?
Like what I mentioned before was interviewing a bunch of the booklet couples. There, I believe, Brother Brian, you were our first, or at least my first, phone-in caller for that one episode. This was a few weeks ago. Do you remember this?
Well, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and I remember I was like, I have this idea. I want to try out. And where the interviewer was with us in the studio, and then you called in and joined us on air.
Off-site, yes.
Off-site. I think that's pretty cool. Being able to try out different ideas as well with INC Radio. I think when I first moved here, we did I believe it was Washington D.C.'s 10th anniversary in Temple Hills.
Yes.
That one I think is something that I will always remember, because it was the first one that I did here with a live audience. And even though the INC Radio Washington D.C. Satellite Studios 5th anniversary, that's a mouthful, is also still a live audience, I'm still very much nervous. I don't know if you could tell, but
You're doing awesome.
Thank you. I just did that for the claps. Don't clap for that. I'm just kidding. But like, there's so many like moments for INC Radio, especially when we're on air and even off air. I think one of the great things about doing live shows is that afterwards, most of the times, like for example today, we have some snacks and refreshments. Food's always good, and I mean, there's going to be so many more things for us to be able to put on, like with all the ideas and with all the brains that we have put together. So with putting all of us together, I want to direct this to Elisa, because you are our fearless leader in our satellite studio, our producer.
Thank you.
She creates most of the program rundowns and I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
But in your eyes, or I guess for the rest of the panel, what do you think makes your team and program work so well together?
I think the different ideas and chapters we have in life. Ooh, I think this part's gonna make me emotional.
Wait, who has a tissue? Who has a tissue?
But we have different stories
I
in
got a
life,
napkin.
and with those ideas, like we come together and we create a topic for that weekend, and we share that topic with them, and then we end up having to relate. I mean, like we relate with our chat as well. So it's like, oh, I'm not the only one going through this. I'm not the only one with a routine like this. And sometimes we even create like goals together with our chat. So that's what makes it special. And we work well together with that.
Definitely, I feel like the friendship helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but we're like all friends, right, guys?
I hope so.
But I think that hanging out a lot really helps us brainstorm on what topics we want to talk about. And when you talk a little bit more deeper, you're like, I kind of want to talk about this on radio.
Yeah. Like, let's share it. And then there's
Yeah.
other comments that's like, oh, sharing their story as well.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know what topics you might come up with just because you're talking, plainly, hey, how are you? Oh, that would be a good topic or something like that. But for me, really what works well together for our crew, even from the previous one and what we have now, is that really we have different personalities, but we have the same faith. And that's what makes us so well work together.
Mm-hmm.
We have different backgrounds, different path that we have come from and where we're heading. So if you mix all those together, you have so many fantastic topics that you can talk about. And I like all the different topics. It's just not one about apples and bananas and fruits. No, we talk about everything from A through Z.
Yeah.
And we gain from that. It's not just like something that we just show, oh, let's just have a show about this because it's trending. No. We do something that's approved by the church administration with the guidance of our district as well, of course, yes.
And I think you mentioned something very important is something that even though we come from different backgrounds, our faith is what anchors us all together. And when we're creating our program rundowns, our shows, it's always, inspired and based on the teachings that, we find in the Bible and that has been taught to us through the church administration. So with all of those topics, the past 5 years, now I want to look forward a bit. So where do you see INCRadio Washington D.C. satellite studio 5 years from now?
For me, I see our satellite studio 5 years from now with a bigger crew, with whether it be behind the scenes or on air, hint, hint. I know everyone here is talented with tech stuff and even hosting. So that's where I see our satellite, a bigger team.
Go ahead, Nigel.
You stole my answer. But connecting from a bigger team, I think I'm most excited for the friendships that grow from it. Yeah.
That's true. Those are very good answers. I don't know what to say anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Well, 5 years from now, I really want to see the INCRadio Washington D.C. 10 years.
Oh,
The 10-year
that'd be-
anniversary.
That'd be cool,
Anniversary.
yeah.
But the mechanics of it and behind the scene, I really, there's not much I can say from the original crew till now. I'm telling you, we are unstoppable. That's just not the word for it. We are really unstoppable. So I want to see more of INCRadio Washington D.C.
Nice. For me, I think for 5 years, one thing that I want us to be able to level up, not just in our production, but also with the relationships that we create. Because with INCRadio, sometimes when we do our, just a little side story, sometimes when you do our broadcasts, and sometimes the guests can't make it to us to be live and to talk about the topics in person. Of course, we have to do it. We accommodate them, do it virtually, and actually just recently, um, there was one of the book club couples. I know I keep bringing this up because this just happened like I think last week, where they came up to me and was like, "Oh, are you Lionel? You're from INC Radio." You're like, "Yes." "Oh my God, you're the one that I interviewed. You're the one that I interviewed that one time virtually." And it was so nice to be able to see and make those connections with those that we talk to, because those relationships don't just end at the interview. Afterwards, it goes beyond that. Like when we see each other at activities, or just randomly whenever we're passing by, it's
Yeah.
always nice to see.
I relate to that because I've interviewed a few people, and at first it was tough for me to kind of break the ice with them, especially with our rehearsals before the broadcast. Sometimes it can get awkward, but later on you get comfortable talking to them, and then later on when you see them during an activity, you're like, "Oh, hi," and then you ask how they are, and you guys just talk more.
Speaking of relationship, not everyone might not know this, but I found my wife in INC Radio.
Ooh.
So what happened is that basically this is not just the radio station for us. In INC Radio, there's so many satellites all over the world. So one time, I guess, in another satellite, that was Oregon, and my wife's cousin introduced us together through radio. So here we are now.
Wow.
We have our
Wow.
Well, look at
we
INC
have a
Radio
daughter
doing its
now, and
thing.
yeah. So INC Radio is very much so the place where you want to join in, okay?
Nice. So one thing I do want to bring up is what the people are saying in the chat for our discussions. There was one that I saw. Where is it? I have to find it. From Leilani Larkin, she says he loves INC Radio. It's a staple for Saturday mornings and the best host to watch to start our weekends.
Aww.
We have another one from Leslie Santos. She says, every episode is so special. INC Radio Washington, D.C. is the best. Congratulations. We are always excited for many, many more unstoppable, happy, and special episodes.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you. And I guess since I am new here, one thing I wanted to ask is, what is something that you weren't not expecting to happen within the first 5 years? Of course, like starting INC Radio, being on air, and learning all the things. Aside from like those normal experiences of being new to INC Radio, what is something that came up? Like, oh, you weren't expecting. Like, for example, Brian met his now wife and is now having a kid. How about for Nidel and Eliza?
I'm trying to go back through memory lane in my brain. But I'll have you go first. I'm still thinking.
I'm thinking too, but me being a producer, I was not expecting it. Because I went from a very shy person to me trying to get people to join our broadcast, asking everyone if like they're down to share their stories,
Making those
on air.
connections.
Yeah, I think that's something I didn't expect.
For me, back in the day, if I can explain it to you guys, is that we used to have the live radio. It's just one 24-hour show. And we have Sister Donna would go around during activities, and then she would feature you live, and I used to run away because I didn't know what to say. And look at me now, as part of radio 5 years later. So I'm here, like I didn't expect that I was going to be a host, I was going to be part of this. I thought I was going to be here for like one or two episodes, but I'm still here 5 years later. So yes, that was something.
That's what we were talking about too earlier. We thought we were just grabbed to the side during 2020, like, oh, can you be part of our panel? And then I thought I was just gonna be a guest for like a couple episodes, and then I ended up being part of the team. Yeah.
I do have a comment from Brother Joshua Luke too. He says, one might say the real treasure was the friends we made along the way. I think moving here across the country, I will say INC Radio has been one of the biggest blessings in my life, because everywhere you go, one of the things that we call each other in INC Radio is an INC Radio family. And I think here in DC, I did find my INC Radio family.
Aww. Are you just saying this on air?
Well, no. I did it for the I'm kidding. So with the relationships and everything that we've learned, what would you say is the biggest, like the number one lesson that you've learned being in INC Radio?
Oh, you can go. I don't
I
even
can
know what to
start.
say. Yeah.
I can start. For me, it's talking to people, because before I started INC Radio, I was not that sociable. I didn't know how to talk to people. I was very much that awkward person that would just walk around. That's why if you ever see me, I'm usually the one have my camera going around, so I have something to do, but I'm being social. But with INC Radio, I'm now on the other side of the camera, and I think with INC Radio, it's really helped with conversational skills. I think that's one of the biggest things for me.
Important lesson. I think the most important lesson we've learned, I think patience, because there are times when we want a guest and it's like a day before the broadcast.
I thought you were gonna say patience with the crew.
Oh, that too. You have to be patient because, it comes to you. Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes it might not go your way, but it happens for a reason. And then later on, you'll know why. So that's a lesson.
For me, I would say being prayerful. I mean, in everything that we do, we should pray if we're nervous about something, because like what Elisa said, in the beginning we were super nervous. I'm still nervous. But always at the end, it always feels like it's always successful because God is so good. That's what I would say.
I would say, I think I would see you before every show. You're like, I'm nervous. Afterwards, you're just like, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
And so we would all be laughing about it afterwards. How about Brian?
That's true, Lionel. For me, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is just that there's no limitation when it comes to God's help. You have someone who doesn't want to talk in front of the camera, or doesn't want to, is so shy, and who has no friends, who is limited on things that he know nothing about. But then with God's power and help, you're able to go through everything, whatever obstacle it may be. You have no guest. Who am I going to talk to? I'm by myself. No, but then someone comes along. God brings that person to you.
Yeah.
Every time we worry about something, what if this, what if that? No, God really answers everything before you even comes on air. Or everything that we do, run down behind the scene, you see God is there.
Yeah, there's
You're
so
never
many.
alone.
Yeah, there's so many times I relate to that, because there's so many times I get scared about a certain thing, I doubt about something, and then once I pray about it, the next day everything's fine. So that's
It all worked out. Yeah, with the help of our Almighty God. Yeah. I did see that there was one comment. I believe she used to be she used to be in our district, but she moved to a different district. Sister Aika Medina. She said, I think this is in response to where she sees INCRadio Washington D.C. satellite studio in 10 years. That is a mouthful. She said that we would win Best Satellite Studio. There are hardworking and team efforts and God's help and blessings.
We did
is so
win
true.
we did win Best Satellite 2023.
We
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this was a past memory. Okay,
Yes.
my mistake.
So you think it's just our dream in the future? It happened already.
Okay, well, we can always do it again.
We can do it
we
again.
did it once,
we
we can do it again.
Yeah.
So with us, with all the relationships and all the things that we've learned, how, I guess in your own way, how would we continue to support each other's dreams and goals? I guess this just isn't just for INC Radio. Of course, INC Radio, we strive to be within the next, before the 10-year anniversary, we will strive to be the best satellite studio. But how about personally? How would we be able to support each other's dreams and goals?
I think just being there for each other plays a big part, not only with the team, but of course with our district. I want to shout out our district for always supporting us, even though it could be early, time you guys tune in, and also even with the 1 week views, they always like tune in throughout the week. Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like a viewer. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
I think being kind and patient with whatever we're planning to produce, because I feel like sometimes, say that we may disagree on some things. That's just an example. I'm not saying that we have.
Yes, you guys are friends.
But I think always being kind in any situation that we're in, I think that supports one another in anything.
I think for me, Lionel, it's just communications. You know, I see Eliza in my locale. Hey, what's next? What's the next topic? Do you need help with anything? Just being there for each other and looking forward to that next episode, the next broadcast. You know, what can we do more? And let me know. Let's go ahead and brainstorm on something that we could do. Although, again, this satellite does the most when it comes to like different segments, different icebreakers, discussions. We have so many things impact within our rundown, our show. So really, just to communicate and looking forward to the next episode.
Yeah, I really do think that we definitely have progressed. Because I remember when I first came here, it was an interview between me and Marvin, who we both came from the West Coast. I think you were the one who was interviewing us, and was like, you know, kind of going back and forth, like, oh, am I gonna help out with radio? Am I gonna, you know? But being able to do live shows, whether we are in person in our studio or in person here with a live audience, I think it's really grown from, especially from when we did our first live, or my first live show. I think you remember that. We were, I made this joke like, oh, we're in person. Like we can actually, we're not, there's no like.
In Temple Hills.
In Temple Hills. Yeah, I think that was pretty fun. And then if you watch that episode back, the room that we were in, the lights turned off.
Yeah.
And we were in the middle of the broadcast. We were like trying to
turn the
so casually.
Yeah, but luckily we had like our lights on.
We still had our lights on, yeah.
So that was memorable.
There was one more comment I did want to read, was from, I hope I'm not going to butcher this name, Brother Erano Manahan. It says, INCRadio gives us the opportunity to see the brethren's talents and give them also the opportunity to enhance their talents. I think that's also one way that INCRadio, not just us here on the crew, but also those that watch the show and those who are on the show, of how we can support each other's dreams and goals is by saying, hey, I think this person can do this exceptionally well, or they have a skill or something that they can teach us. I think that's one way that we can support, is by showcasing what they know. And I guess we are coming towards the end of our show, but we do still have more things in store. I believe we have one more thing after this.
Yes.
Okay, would you like to introduce it?
Yes, but before we do,
let's
have our special greetings from our panel.
From our panel.
Correct, from our panel. That would be me. So I'd like to once again greet everyone. INCRadio 5th year anniversary. Congratulations. And Eliza, congratulations as well for being our leader in our crew. She said no. Yes, Eliza. We'd like to also thank our previous group members. We have Sister Darlene, Sister Aika, Sister Donna, and all of the other crews that we have here on INCRadio Washington D.C. I also want to say thank you to the other satellites that supports us in other programs like Faith and Melody, Little Lambs, and also back then we have Wow with Bob. I used to join all of those shows too, so those are good to know. And of course, our district staff here, our district ministers, and also all of our CFO district. So we'd like to thank all of our audience and our support from every local congregation. I'd like to say hello to my wife, Roseanne, and my daughter, Winley, and everyone out there. Thank you.
Nice. I like to give a shout out to the locale of Anne Arundel for always supporting, and especially the audience here. Thank you so much for coming, and getting out of
Thank you all
bed
so
this
much.
time and sitting in these chairs. And shout out to our crew members here right now, those behind the scenes. We have, who's that over there? Brother Marvin and Brother Leandro back there. And also, like you said, our previous INCRadio crew members who helped us grow as people and as hosts as well.
Ooh, I like that. Okay. Shout out to everyone, our crew, those that are always on air and behind the scenes. Special shout out to my mom and my sister for always supporting me. And shout out to local congregation of Temple Hills. And of course, the Unstoppable District of Washington, D.C. We really appreciate your support for all these 5 years. And I know you guys will always be there by our side, even in the future. So we thank you, everyone.
Hopefully, we'll be able to see everyone and maybe even a bigger crew and crowd for the 10-year anniversary. Ooh. For me, I do want to give one special shout out, or a few special shout outs. One to my family back in California. We're always like in constant communication, always checking in on each other. My parents, hi mama, hi papa. I do want to give a shout out to my brother, because if he didn't put his camera in my hands, I probably would never have touched the camera, because he told me, okay, it's my graduation, I need you to take photos for my graduation. And so that's how I went down the journey of touching a camera. Now I'm here on INCRadio. And so shout out to my brother. He is currently in the Philippines. Hope to see you soon.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you for those shout outs.
Yep.
And we're not done yet. Before we close, we've got another live performance lined up, introducing Esjelin Sunga performing Salamat Po sa iyong pagyakap.
All right.
Happy anniversary po, INCRadio. Ang makabutihan mo'y walang hanggan. Dapat lamang po na papurihan ka. Pinahihiram kami ng lakas at buhay. Pinapawi ang lungkot at ang lumbay. O Ama, kay buti mo po sa amin. Kahit anong lakas pa ng hangin, ilang unos man ang sa aming magdaan, payapa kami sa iyong kanlungan. Aming Ama, sa tuwing kami nalulungkot, sa pagmamahal mo ay pinabalon. Kailanman ay hindi kami mag-iisa, sa tuwing na ay laging kasama ka. This life has storms of sorrow and travail. At times we kneel down and just weep in pain. But then there's refuge when we call your name. You shelter us with your love and embrace. O Ama, tunay nga damang-dama ang makapagmarami ng pasakit sa pagmamahal mo ay binabalot. Kailanman ay hindi kami mag-iisa sa tuwin na ay lagi kasama ka. Nawawala ba ang amin pong hirap? Ama, salamat po sa iyong pagyayak.
Yay! Good job. And I know like 75% of it was in Tagalog, right?
Yes po.
So, why did you choose this song for us this morning? How does that connect with you?
I just feel that it's, for this anniversary. So
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. And do you have any special greetings for us?
yes po, big shout out to the local of Baltimore. To the local of Alphala District of UAE South, and to local of New Era District of Cavite South, and shout out to my family, Cuenca family and Sunga family, and especially to my husband, brother Bernard Sunga.
I see him. Is that him over there with the camera?
Yes po.
Thank you so much for
Thank you po.
performing.
Happy anniversary po,
Thank
INC Radio.
you so
Thank you.
All right, we'll be standing for this one. How is everyone today? Good. Did you guys enjoy our show?
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, that's a wrap for today's episode. But before we go, we'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to those who make this all possible. For their unstoppable support, we'd like to thank our INCRadio Washington D.C. family for supporting our broadcast, especially to
Especially to. I was like, yeah, me too. Okay. Brother Cindy R. Santos, our district supervising minister. We also have Brother Richard Soterio, assistant district minister as well. We also have Brother Audric Dulay, our district CFO overseer. We also have Brother Tyler Worthen, our district multimedia advisor. We have Brother Emmanuel Andaya, executive producer, Brother Wally Taray, our station manager, our dedicated INC Radio Kuya Tex here and in the Philippines.
thank you, Kuya Tex. And so we would like to give our special thanks and greetings to Brother Angelo Aranyo Vimanalo, our deputy executive minister, and we would like to give our special thanks to Brother Eduardo Vimanalo, our executive minister of the Iglesianicristo Church of Christ, for allowing us to have programs like today's show here on INC Radio.
Thank you for tuning in and spending part of your day with us. If you like today's show, be sure to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on what's coming next. Until then, watch us again next week right here on INC Radio Washington D.C. Satellite Studio every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And remember, stay inspired, stay connected, and most of all, stay
Unstoppable!
Thank you, everyone. Kuya Tex, roll that outro. There's a bit of a delay.